not sure if I'm going to be able to follow that. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Mayor. And thanks for having us. I'm Amy. I'm with Highland Electric Fleets. We are based in Beverly, Mass, and we're a fleet electrification service provider. I'll explain a little bit about what that means. We don't do transit, but I'll talk to you about any other fleets you got in Brockton, because it seems like the place to be for sure. So what we do is really integrate all the things you need to be able to electrify a public fleet. We're specifically focused on, we start with school buses, but now anything you got rolling in a city or university or county. So everything from garbage trucks and street sweepers to administrative vehicles. And we try to make it easy and affordable, and we partner for 10 to 15 years on a project. So we're really all about making sure we're building the connection and the trust to be able to do that together. I'm really excited for Highland to be here, part of this week, part of this conversation, because not only am I excited about the work that we can do and the solutions we can provide, but I am proud to say that we really work creatively to make it happen. Our cities and towns and school districts, as you pointed out, are not necessarily rich in financial resources. So public-private partnerships like ours really make it possible for us to take, innovative technologies like electric vehicles and chargers, but also bi-directional chargers, where we're able to use the vehicles that we run as batteries during either an emergency or as a resilience sort of backup power resource, but also as a revenue generating source, as a battery that can sell its electricity back to the grid. So those are types of things that cities and schools aren't necessarily going to be able to do on their own, but clearly have the interest and motivation to be able to try to do. And that's where, as you were describing, the conversations need to happen, the partnerships need to build, and the trust needs to build. It's not just about having some savvy talking points and fancy demos. I can do that if you like, but I'd rather have a conversation about how we can work on cost savings, how we can build a training program that encourages not only the fleet managers that operate vehicles today to understand where we're going, but as you were describing, sort of apprenticeship programs and vocational programs that can really build the workforce that we need to be part of this transition. And that's all part of what Highland does. We're only 5 years young, but operating in 30 states across the country, have 6 million plus electric miles driven, and we're growing. So we'll take our North Shore roots and our work in places like Beverly and Amherst and Holyoke, as well as Essex and Worcester and all sorts of places in the Commonwealth. But we've expanded to states that you wouldn't necessarily expect to be excited about electrification. I was describing to my table one of our biggest projects is in Duval County, Florida. The superintendent there, we electrified 25 school buses. It was the first time they ever had air conditioning on the buses. They said, I don't really care how they're powered. We have air conditioning for our students. So, we can connect in many different ways, and I think that's an important piece as well, where we tend to be pretty like-minded here in Massachusetts around the importance of clean energy and all the benefits that it offers. We can also connect with folks that aren't necessarily focused on the reasons that we might be focused on it. There's cost savings to have, there's reduced maintenance and operations needs that can be established. There's air conditioning available. So I think part of that conversation is meeting people where they are, and I'm excited to do that this week with you all. So thank you very much.